step into the haunted halls of Spooky School. Each week, we take the fearless Jimmy on a journey through uncharted horror territory as we introduce him to spine-tingling movies he's never seen before. Beware, dear listeners, for the chilling tales we unravel may leave you sleeping with the lights on. Here are your hosts, Professor Spooky and Jimmy.
Welcome everybody to another exciting episode of Spooky School.
Hello. Welcome to class. Population
Welcome to
one.
class. The population, all of you who are watching, and my favorite student who gets an A+ in every class, which is you, Jimmy. I missed you, buddy.
You.
How have you been?
Thank you. I have been fantastic. I got to have a very exciting drive home as a motel in downtown Seattle that was abandoned was also on fire. And
all right,
yeah, blocked all the traffic on the way home. So I got to use my 27 years of experience of the city to find my way around. So
way to go! And abandoned motel. But I think we both know that thing probably was more populated than most of the apartment complexes downtown.
For sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, how'd the fire get there?
It just started.
Yeah. It wasn't Sodom and Gomorrah, but it was related.
It was close.
Yeah, exactly. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. It's been a fun week of not doing shit since it's the holidays.
Oh, heck yeah.
I will fucking be productive in January.
Yeah.
Until then, from when I wake up to when I go to sleep, it is video games and junk food and not doing shit.
Yeah. I mean, so do you have a time off from work? Or is it just everything's so holiday ready that it's just like I get to check out for a couple weeks? Because for my wife and I, we're in the holiday party season, and as fun as it is, both of us are annoyed, because it's cool because we get to go hang out and have neat foods and see people and be like, yeah, it's Christmas, but then it's like, dude, I don't have a free weekend in so long.
What are you talking about? This podcast is my job.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we do to make money, and so far we really need it.
And my family's like, are you going to hang out with us during Christmas? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
This is me time, okay? I need this more than you do. You don't even like me.
Come on, that's not true. You took me to my first metal concert and my second metal concert and my third metal concert, so.
And those are the only metal concerts you've ever been to, right?
Yeah, it's true. I've had nothing but Hall & Oates afterwards.
Hell yeah. And you can't even see them anymore since they hate each other now.
Right. Which, as a friend of the band, I kind of saw that coming, but...
Oh yeah, you got the inside scoop, right?
Yeah. They helped me get Satan out of me, and you put it right back in.
I put it right back in.
Well, speaking about Satan, today's movie is a freaking doozy.
What'd you think of the all-time classic Return of the Living Dead?
I really wish that it was more popular because this was way better than it should have been.
This was incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah. For something that has the same kind of tinge as a classic parody movie, almost like The Naked Gun or Airplane, or even in the modern versions, like a superhero movie or the scary movies. Like I
thought you liked this movie.
No. I did love the movie, but it felt, because it's clearly like a comedic continuation of the Dead trilogy, but it just is so much better than everything that I just mentioned, in the sense of it just took the story and went, yeah, we'll make it a little ridiculous, but let's just amp up everything. And they had the strongest zombies in any of the movies.
For real. Yeah. And a pretty original take on zombies too.
Oh, yeah.
You're totally right. It's great because there is a line when it just stops being a parody and just starts being a zombie movie.
Right. Just another horror movie. And when that happens,
it just goes off the fucking rails and it's awesome.
Yeah.
It also is like one of the coolest interpretations of zombies, to where you can't kill these guys.
No, you really
hit them
couldn't.
in the head all you want. That'll just piss them off.
Yeah, they're just angry, mindless drones that want to eat and kill.
Exactly. And it's such an interesting take. And I I can't think of another movie that really tried to pull that same trick off of. And that was the feeling that I got from this too. The first time I watched this and seeing how like realizing that you can't kill them, the first feeling that I got was just complete hopelessness.
Yeah.
Even though this is supposed to be a comedy, I was like, wait, what happens if there's a whole bunch of them?
Yeah.
And then we find out.
Yeah. I mean, it had a fun tone throughout the entire movie, but like you said, there was that shift halfway through that was like, oh, now this is like a world-ending story.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to end with a musical.
Not a musical number whatsoever, even though the soundtrack was pretty punk rock.
It was awesome. So everything about it was punk rock because the main guys that we followed were just the dirtiest, rattiest group of no good get-togethers.
You know how throughout the Romero movies, I kept saying, like, this script just feels so natural. It feels like it wasn't even written, and that all the performances are so organic that it feels improvised.
Yeah.
This was the complete fucking opposite, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This was written by the most out-of-touch loser possible.
Just being like, I saw these punk kids when I was in school. What do they do?
Punk kids talk about all the time? They want to party. That's what they want to do. So we're going to have the word party 230 times in the first scene where we introduce all of them.
Yeah, and whoever was writing it definitely had a crush on a punk girl, as one of the punk girls was naked for like half the movie.
God bless her heart.
Yeah, it must have been cold. It didn't look like a warm set, so she's a trooper.
I will never forget the first time I watched this movie. I was staying over at my uncle's place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my uncle, his wife, his wife, let's just say that, right? Not complicate things. His wife and their kid were all into horror movies, right?
Cool.
And so family night, it was me, cousin, uncle, aunt, watching Return of the Living Dead. And it was the first time I'd seen this movie, right?
Yeah.
Both aunt and uncle are like, oh my God, we watched this when it first came out. We loved it. We can't wait to see this again. I have to be 17 or 18, and my cousin has to probably be about like 14, 15.
Okay. Yeah.
And when we get to that scene where that girl's in the graveyard and she's doing exactly what you're doing, which is taking off all your clothes.
Oh, just all of it at once. Like, yeah.
When she's just like, I love fantasizing about being murdered, and then just rips her shirt off, right?
Yeah.
My aunt just gasps. Just complete, oh my goodness, cover your eyes, and goes to like cover my cousin's eyes. Throughout all of the horrible violence in the movie, it's totally fine. It's cool, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But when we get to the most fucking stacked set of titty boobs probably ever put on film, oh my God.
Yeah, those were quality titty boobs. So any titty boob fans out there, definitely recommend Return of the Living Dead.
I don't know about you, okay? No. I have starting to notice that the older I get, the more my tastes start to change a little, okay?
Are you going away from the titty boobs?
That girl rips her clothes off. And I'm like, all right, cool. It's just 2 eggs sunny side up. Nothing I haven't seen before, right?
Yeah.
And then she turns around and you see how much muscle is in her back.
Oh, yeah.
I just started barking at the TV. I couldn't stop.
Yeah, you get older and you care less about the private parts and more about the homestead ability. How good are you at building a chicken coop, hun? Oh shit! Look at that! Oh
shit! Look at all those back muscles. Very
no
good.
Kidding. Those lats say you can carry a baby for days.
Respectfully speaking, arf 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 arf.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It's wrong to sexualize women, and you should never do it.
Unless it's the 1980s, which we're teleporting back to. Like,
hell yes.
Yeah. Then in that case, you should have been in a Motley Crue video, son.
So the movie starts. I don't even want to go through it like piece by piece like we normally do. This movie deserves a very unhinged, out of control ADHD discussion, okay?
Yeah, because there's really only like 3.5 parts of the whole movie. And
there's no story. It's just people are trapped and there's zombies everywhere and it's fucking amazing.
Yeah. A kid gets a job at a morgue and the guy who runs the morgue is crazy. But
exactly, yeah.
on the first day of the job, he decides to show this teenager top secret government casings, going, hey, make sure that no one fucks with these, and is like, let me bring you down to where all these people that were dead but now are not dead but now are contained by stuff that definitely can't break because it's built by the great U.S. Army engineers, and then as soon as they touch it, everything breaks. And
to this day, I don't remember that character's name.
No.
And it doesn't matter because I call him Dr. Exposition.
Yeah.
Because his whole purpose is to just go, hey kid, you know that movie Night of the Living Dead? The one where the copyright on there doesn't exist, so we can mention it by name?
Yeah.
Well, turns out it's real. It's a real thing that really happened.
So we're going to have to make it really, really awesome here. And check it out. We have the bodies.
We have the zombies. You want to see them?
Yeah. Did you know, okay, so I should have said this at the very top, but the movie's streaming on Tubi. Check it out. Tubi is the savior of crazy 80s random horror things. I found most of the movies that we talk about on Tubi. So pause this, go watch it, come back, have fun, because it's going to be scattered.
Shout out Tubi, by the way. That actually is just straight up my favorite streaming service right now.
Oh, by far. And it's free, too, because it's just, like, covered in ads, which, like, sure, ads are annoying, but...
For you,
yeah.
You watch this on a browser with ad block, all of a sudden you just get a bunch of free movies.
That's true. No, actually, sorry, YouTube, we totally don't use ad block.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I have YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
As in my premium ad block using the Brave browser.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Brave.
Yeah. In that scene, they like hit it and the thing cracks. I guess it wasn't supposed to crack, and they just broke this piece of army gear that they borrowed for the movie. And so, like, legitimately, this actual, like, U.S. Army product was built shoddily because they broke it accidentally during the movie and then just kept it in there and redid the way that the zombie kind of decomposes and, like, comes alive because of the crack.
Because the movie's based on a true story.
True. The truest of stories, Night of the Living Dead, was real.
Well,
it was just able to be contained.
The opening title crawl, which it starts off by saying this movie's real and everything that happened in it is real, and it's all based on real names and real companies and everything.
Yeah.
I love that. I wish every horror movie started exactly like that.
Oh, yeah. Because
go ahead.
Well, when I was a kid, I watched oh snap! What's the movie called? It's a alien abduction found footage movie, and I saw it when I was like 12, and I believed that every single second of it was real until I was like 15 or 16 and found out that they were actors. Like it was.
That's the mark of a good found footage movie, if it can make you believe it's real.
That's exactly it. I haven't seen it since because I'd still be scared of it, even though now I watch other alien documentaries and be like, yup, that's totally real.
That's like, what happened, yeah.
Yeah, well, obviously. Like,
I wish every horror movie did this, right? Because Texas Chainsaw Massacre, when that came out, said based on a true story. And that movie was amazing. I want every horror film to start off. Disclaimer, what you're about to watch is real. This actually happened. It could happen to you. It could happen to you tonight if you're not careful.
Yeah. Please cover your P's and Q's and your N's for nipples, because keep your clothes on. It's going to get dark.
Because at any moment, at any time, your life could get absolutely fucked.
Dude, yeah.
What's that knocking right behind you? What the fuck? Oh no, he's here. Hide!
Oh! I look over and as soon as he said that, my dog's sitting over here, and Junebug just looked at me like, what is that knocking over there?
Yeah, Junebug, go check it out.
Yeah, Junebug, can you guard me, please? No, she hasn't done shit all day. She's not going to start now.
She's not going to start now.
No. No, I mean, trying to think of a clean transition to talk about anything else of this movie, just of what happened, because it's these guys open up one zombie thing and it just happens to ignite zombie rain. Is that right?
Yeah, it's like acid rain. No, so the gas goes off. A few of the corpses in the morgue come to life. One of them in particular, the yellow guy,
Yeah.
comes out of the morgue. They try to hit him with the fire axe, but that doesn't kill him. So they cut him to pieces, and they're like, well, we could go across the street to our mortician friend who has a crematorium. And if we just burn all the pieces of this body, then it'll finally be dead, and we don't have to worry.
We could pray.
Not realizing that doing that started a chain reaction where burning the corpse of that zombie caused the ashes to fly up into rain clouds. And when the zombie acid rain poured down on the graveyard, all the zombies came back to life.
Yeah. Which all the cool punk kids that were dancing naked had to hang out in the graveyard where all the people could easily just reach up from the caskets. Because
what else do punk kids do?
They were so bored.
They're so bored. One of them's named Suicide. He wants to die. Of course they're going to the graveyard.
Yeah, why not? And of course it's in a ragtop POS vehicle that doesn't exist because it's just terrible.
That was a good touch, honestly, of just like driving around in a shitty beater like that. Yes, but just chef's kiss. Dude,
yeah. But
everything else about that cast of characters, though, is just like everything the writer had heard secondhand about punk kids.
That's it.
No, dude, I swear, man, bro, you should have been there. I went to this one show, man. It was so cool. The music was really loud. And it was all about how much they wanted to die, right? And then this girl just got up and she's like, and she pulls her shirt off, bro, and you could see everything. That's totally what it's like going to punk shows.
Yeah, that's never been changed in the history of history. This is this is. Yeah, I mean, the more I reflect on this movie, the more I've realized that it's just something that, like, it's almost like a head nod if you drive the same. Well, so some cars you can buy, and if you see other people drive that same car, like something sporty or something neat or something weird or whatever, like, people give you a wave of sorts. And I feel like this movie is the exact same wave of thinking like, oh, you've seen it? Yeah, I've seen it. Oh, we don't even have to talk about it. Like, this is something special.
There you go. It's something special. Thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode. Until we meet again, take care and stay spooky, my friends. Bye.
Call it good.
We're calling it good.
Yeah. 15 minutes in, that's all we need, actually.
That's all we need. Okay, hold on, though, all right? Would you agree with me, yes or no, true, false, that in Return of the Living Dead, nothing happens?
Well, a lot of people die, but other than that, nothing happens.
Other than that, nothing happens, right?
Yeah.
So
actually, like,
true?
a ton of people die.
A ton of people die, right?
Yeah.
But, like, let's break it down, pure storytelling aspects, right?
Yeah.
A happens, therefore B happens, therefore C happens, concluding with D. Okay?
Yeah.
Right? Let's just say that's the basic premise of any story.
Cool.
Would you agree with me when I say that there's really no story to Return of the Living Dead and that nothing really happens?
Well,
outside of just we have to go somewhere.
I really want to disagree with you because I feel like it can be described better, but I literally can't remember the names of anybody. I can't remember anything outside of the standard line of events that happen that have any type of significance. There's no little, like, oh, when you watch it the second time, she picked up the red envelope that said zombie on it because this means that this guy is actually going to turn into a zombie, but she doesn't know that yet. But this is a good little speak of foreshadow. It's like, no,
there was amazing foreshadowing in Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, yeah?
When the one redhead character was just like, sometimes I think about a bunch of old men ripping me apart and biting into me.
That's true.
And then, wow, it actually had amazing foreshadowing. George R.R. Martin couldn't fucking write that good, okay?
No. And I also totally didn't see it coming at all when she initially said the line, too. I was like,
there's no way that's going to happen to her.
Not at all.
And then it did. Holy shit. That's like smarter than the Red Wedding times 5.
Yeah.
Anyways, What I'm trying to get to is that I would say that nothing happens in this movie, right?
Yeah.
There's no real substantial story. And then, would you agree with me? Yes, no. Day of the Dead, nothing happens.
Yeah, I mean, if Return of the Living Dead qualifies as nothing happens, then Day of the Dead certainly nothing happens either. So you have two movies.
We have two movies where nothing really happens.
No.
But one is like infinitely, I won't say better, but more fun.
Well, yeah, one is way more rewatchable and you like actual recommendable than the other. Like where as Day of the Dead, it's just kind of like, yeah, that was a weird 80s movie, but this is what the 80s are good at. All right? It's got crazy bad acting. It's got tons of almost horrible costumes. I mean, the yellow zombie was trash. Let's be honest. The yellow zombie.
He reminds me a lot of the yellow bastard from Sin City.
Oh, if you've man, it's been so long since I've seen it. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like, this was years before Sin City was ever published, but, like, it was just, like, I can't see that and not think the yellow bastard from Sin City.
No. I did like those certain liberties that they took with the zombies of just, like, they don't all have to look this certain way, because it's just varying degrees of dead. You know? All the graveyard zombies look pretty similar, but like right off the bat we had the one downstairs with the like weird jaw missing total brutal thing, and then we had the freshly dead naked yellow guy that just was like the dude from Of Mice and Men, just a big loud screaming but I mean I did find it nice that there was some there's more than serious stakes when it came to any of the zombies, because they killed you way faster. They took forever to die. They didn't really call for any type of like reaction. Like you see him and it's just like, oh fuck, like I need to go. Whereas like I feel like,
and they're like running in this one too.
Yeah,
that was like decades before Dawn of the Dead, and 28 Days Later did Fast Zombies.
Dude, yeah, and so that scene where they're all held up in the morgue, and they're just watching all these zombies kill everyone who tries to escape or tries to come back and help them. And
there's that great scene. Sorry to cut you off. Where like the paramedics arrive and they get out and they're looking around. And the zombies just swarm them, and one of the zombies just straight up football tackles the paramedic, and they start killing him.
Yeah. I mean, it's that level of just silliness that makes this so far above Day of the Dead. Which also, I know that this was a comment for the past episode, but Day of the Dead should seriously be renamed, because it's not day in like more than 80% of the movie. It's underground. It doesn't matter. It should be Underground of the Dead.
Bunch of liars.
Return of the Living Dead, that makes sense, because they said, hey, this movie is
back.
Yeah, it's an indirect sequel to a movie that we can legally rip off. So
I actually wonder, because of the copyright situation with the original Night, if you and I could just make Night of the Living Dead 2 and market it as Night of the Living Dead 2.
Damn, maybe.
Like, actually call it that and try to release it in theaters and make money off of it.
I bet you we could. At least make money off of it.
I don't want to try.
No.
I don't know any lawyers off the top of my head that could help defend us in that one.
Yeah, but I mean, if the movie's on YouTube, it feels like it's fair game.
All right, sure.
Yeah. And people are done paying for things anyways, you know? As an artist, you just have to give everything away for free because that's what the public demands.
They just demand it. Yeah, everything should be free.
Yeah.
Art's easy to make. I have an AI generator bot. I just type in my little prompt. And then it comes out and it's flawless. It looks so cool.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, I used an AI photo for a single cover. And I mean, edited it to have like my name in it and to like tweak the colors a little bit and make it exactly what I want. But I used it and I was stoked on it, and I felt so dirty ever since. And now I can't even hate on the guys that use it in a more like obvious manner because I did it. I did it. I'm just as bad as
you did it once, but you'll never do it again, right?
Right, exactly. Because I care.
Exactly.
Somewhat.
I would rather rip off an artist, promise to pay them, and never do, than use an AI.
Why would you?
Yeah, that's what we always did back in the day. Come on.
Yeah, there's no use in paying them because you just go like, look, it's exposure. I'll have your name in the pamphlet, and then it's all digital, so there's never a pamphlet.
Digital, baby. Everybody's gonna know you. They're gonna want to work with you afterwards.
Yeah, no kidding. They're gonna see that, and they're gonna recognize just as famous as I am, and be like, yo, those 5 people at my show, one of them really enjoyed it. That's 20% of my whole crowd.
And somebody's going to come up to me going, that poster was so great. Who did it for you? And I'm going to go, it was that guy, and he did it for free. And then they're going to go up to you going, hey, I saw that poster that you did. It looks so cool. Do you mind doing mine for free as well?
And that's why people, go down super slides.
And that's why anybody who wants to pay you an exposure should be thrown to the street and tarred and feathered.
Yeah.
In a video game.
In a video game, yeah. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be cool. Oh, yeah. Lego Fortnite. Which, by the way, I know we're not this kind of podcast, but I'm going to upgrade everything for Grand Theft Auto 6. I hate to be someone so on a hype train that everyone else is on, but I watched that trailer and immediately went, yep.
It looks pretty cool.
All right.
I learned my lesson from Grand Theft Auto 5. Did you play that when it first came out?
No, I waited like a year or two.
That's exactly what I'm going to do for 6.
Oh, yeah?
Because I remember when 3 came out for the PlayStation 3, and I played a pirated copy of that with my best friend. We both know him. I won't say his name to dox him, right?
Yeah.
But I thought, wow, this is great. I didn't have a PlayStation 3 at the time. The game was like $60 brand new at the time as well. And even though it was on 360, I still didn't want to get it.
Yeah.
And then there was no word of a PC version. And like the PC version didn't come out until like, I want to say like a good close to 3 years after the original release.
Damn.
And like the original console release might as well have just been a beta version of the game. Just
I see,
here you go. Go ahead, play it. This is like not the best way to experience the game whatsoever.
Okay, yeah.
Whereas all of the modern versions, because the game's come out now on like 3 different console generations.
Right, yeah. It's going to be out for 10, 15 years.
Exactly. And it's going to be the same thing with Grand Theft Auto 6. It's 2023. We are probably going to get Grand Theft Auto 9 in, I'm going to say 2030. Or did I say Grand Theft Auto 9? Grand Theft Auto 7.
Yeah. In
past
2030.
2030.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, I will have a kid that is old enough to be home by himself by the time that I get Grand Theft Auto 7.
And he will buy his own copy, hide it from you.
Yeah. No, let's be honest. That's one of the few things that is really the only reason to have kids for, is to play video games with them. And then if they don't play video games with you put them up for adoption.
You can't have them play the violent video games, otherwise they'll shoot up their school.
That's fine. No, I'm kidding. Oh man.
Were your parents like that at all?
Yes and no. I didn't have TV for a substantial portion of my childhood, and then it wasn't until a freshman in high school, I think, that like we had an actual TV at our house where we had some video games, but it was like nothing past like Crash Bandicoot and like Mario Party for a while, and then I've got a 360 in high school, and then started doing like Call of Duty and actual like having TV again. But it's funny because we didn't have TV because after 9/11, my parents, they caught me drawing videos or pictures of burning buildings with like people jumping out of them because the news just had that on, and I was 5, 6. And so my parents were like, all right, we're done with the TV for a while. And my mom put it in the corner of the room because, this is back in the day when TVs were boxes, right? So my mom put it in the corner of the room and put a blanket on it, and then put like a vase and whatever, disguised it as a coffee table. And it even stumped my father for that. No one questioned. We're just like, all right, we don't have a TV anymore. And even my dad didn't know that it was just sitting in the corner of the room acting as like a new coffee table. Didn't even ask where the coffee table came from. Was just like, oh, cool.
Oh, she must have got a new coffee table.
Yeah. That's totally it. So it wasn't until like 7th or 8th grade when that bit even came out. We're like, this TV's been here the whole time. It's like, yeah. You could have watched it when we were gone or something, but yeah.
But you didn't even know it was there.
No. But this will definitely be a movie that I show my kids. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because violence and sex is something they should watch very, very early to not fuck them up at all.
Cover their eyes when the boobs come on screen.
Yeah,
but when the people are being brutally murdered and ripped to pieces, that's fine.
Yeah, that's obviously cool because we need to prepare them for school.
That's terrible.
You're laughing.
Wow, I totally disavow and don't find that hysterical at all. Man. I kind of had a similar experience growing up, right?
Yeah.
So like, I love video games. I still play them to this day. But when Columbine happened, my mom came home and just yanked the N64 away from my hands.
Oh,
and
no.
She was convinced that if you even play a video game, doesn't matter what, okay? If you play Mario 64, you're going to bring a gun to school and kill as many people as you can. You're going to kill 64 people. It's part of the, what's that fucking conspiracy called? Like the mind control one?
Oh, MK Ultra.
MK Ultra from Nintendo.
Yeah.
They're going to MK Ultra your mind, put subliminal messages in it, and have you kill 64 people at school.
The N stands for Not Alive 64.
Yeah. Not alive, your classmate 64.
Yeah.
Convinced. And it my dad didn't care, thankfully, blessed. But like whenever I would even like try to talk to my mom of like, I miss my Nintendo, I want to play it when I'm home from school. No, it's too violent, you're going to kill all your classmates.
No, see, that's why my parents were cool with the PS2 because I would only physically slay 2 people instead of 64. So
there you go, yeah. The name of the console is how many people you're going to end up murdering, which is why I was never allowed to play Xbox 360.
No, and I couldn't get the physical slay 4 until I was already an adult, and my parents were just like, all right, whatever, you paid for it for your own money. Like,
and it's only 4 people, all right? At that point, it's not even that bad.
I mean, that's just one DUI.
That's just a typical Tuesday at an American school.
Yeah.
Woo! All right.
This episode's fun.
Return of the Living Dead. Good movie, right?
Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, it is funny thinking back and especially having your comment of like nothing actually happened because it's like this is a movie that I would be mad stoked to show anyone that A, hasn't seen it, B, loves a good cheesy crazy movie, and then C, just like if we're in any like it's not a movie that you have to sit down and clear your conscience and be like, all right, prepare for something, this is a great movie but it's pretty heavy, prepare to focus up for an hour 45 or 2 hours or whatever, and you don't have to sit down and read subtitles. It's like, no, you could put this on in the middle of a house party and be like, guys, everyone just glance occasionally, this movie's fucking rad. But
I will also never forget how shocked I was by the ending because it became like pretty bleak out of nowhere, right? And that's why I said in the last episode, this is like the most punk, but also the most nihilist, like hopeless movie ever.
Yeah, there's hardly any redeeming factors.
Unkillable. You just can't win against them, right?
Yeah.
And then when that town gets bombed, I completely misinterpreted the first time I watched it. Because I thought the whole city got leveled, just nuked from orbit, right? So not only a whole city was gone, when it cut to that rain cloud forming above and raining and everything, to me, I interpreted that as it's going to spread throughout the entire world.
Yeah.
But like rewatching it seemed like it was just like one little bomb that went off, and they even say like, oh yeah, only 4,000 people died.
Only. It's not a nuke, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not getting into 5 digits,
died.
only 4.
Yeah, only 4 digits, which is fine.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to that rain. So obviously, like, it's still going to spread, but it's going to only really be in that one area, which is Pittsburgh.
Yeah, which we didn't need it anyways. It's
Are we
fine.
losing anything at that point?
No, the Steelers have sucked for a while. They're irredeemable since Roethlisberger left. They call it the Steel City, and steel is so 1890. We're not going back in
everything's made
time.
out of plastic now, anyways.
Yeah, Elon Musk is making some new genetic spider web fabric, I'm sure, that he's going to launch into space that gives everyone free Wi-Fi, and we can all roam around naked.
And it will explode within 10 seconds of operation after running over a small child.
Yeah, well, this is America.
Exactly, yeah.
No, but I for sure thought it was a nuke until you said something too. If it's just like a couple thousand casualties, it's like blowing up shoreline, like, or less than,
Would be kind of bad. I mean, not really. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You and our best friend should move out of there first, and then...
You're right. I don't live in shoreline anymore.
Oh, that's right. Okay, our best friend should move out of there.
Yeah.
Then.
And my parents and my grandparents, and then that's pretty much it. After that,
After that, nothing of value would be lost.
No. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Hey, if you're sitting here and still living in your hometown, move. This is coming from two guys that live in their hometown still.
I live a couple miles away. There's at least a bridge away from where my hometown is.
Oh, well, a little geography, whatever. Living in West Seattle, people in regular Seattle think that you might as well live in New York. There's so many people that will refuse to come out here. And it's like, bro, I work 30 miles away from where I live. I drive past you and then past where you work and then get to my work and then drive all the way back home. And you don't want to come over because you're a bit sleepy? No.
That's the best time to drive is when you're a bit sleepy.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then even then, if you're a little tired, that's what the beer's for.
Yeah. I mean, it is a stimulant if you're an alcoholic, but only if you're an alcoholic, so you got to keep them going.
You got to just keep it going. It stimulates me because I get so excited thinking about how much I'm going to enjoy a fantastic alcoholic beverage.
It's not the alcohol shakes, it's jazz hands.
It's jazz hands, baby.
Oh, man. But yeah, so these townies definitely should have moved out because no one wants to be punk in a town where you only have 4,000 people, because that's not even counterculture. That's just part of the culture.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
There's that one guy in the all-leather jacket with the chain that goes from his ear to his nose. His character's name is Suicide. And then one naked girl's like all over him, and he's like, do people not realize, like, this is who I am? This isn't a fucking costume.
Yeah. And he's like 35 hanging out with these high schoolers.
Yeah.
Which, are you a fan of pop punk? Because that goes on today, but just in different clothes.
Yeah, that's part of the culture, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
That guy was ahead of his time.
Right. He just had to sing a little bit lamer lyrics, write a little bit poppier tunes, and then that's how you do it in 2023.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh God, sorry, pop punkers, but just find a new.
There's a reason why every major pop punk festival can't be held anywhere near a school.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Part of being a rock star, right?
Yeah.
Motorhead, they had a song called Jailbait.
Really?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, and I'm pretty sure if you look hard enough for Rolling Stones, they have a song about like fucking teenagers, don't they?
Oh, pretty much every classic rock
every
band.
Every boomer rock band absolutely has a song about yes.
Yeah, and now it's funny because like I'd reckon that like standard, well, maybe not hard rock, but I guess I listen to more like modern metal now, and modern metal is just for D&D playing geeks, whereas pop punk has taken this like wannabe party, like scandalous lifestyle to a whole new level.
It's definitely a scandal that they're getting involved in, yeah.
Yeah, I can't talk too much more shit because if
no, what are you going to admit to, Jimmy? No. I'm just saying that if what's his tits, Machine Gun Kelly. If Machine Gun Kelly ever wants a drummer, I'm sure he pays great. I can't turn him down. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I forget what song it was, but AC/DC has that one line that's like, I don't care if she's legal tender, I'd spend her just the same.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, wow. I guess
Dude,
it's part of
come
being
on.
a rock star, right?
Yeah, come on. That's why Rush rules. All right, sing about D&D. All right.
Yeah,
Just-
I love Rush's. That song is called Age of Consent.
Yeah. 2112. That's just them wishing that this 21-year-old was 12.
Jesus. I thought it was about how they want to raise the age of consent to 21. So that way more adults could make respectable decisions, you know?
Yeah, well, actually, sorry, I misunderstood. 2112 was them changing Kiss's idea of the age from 12 to 21. So it's
there you
mirrored.
go, yeah. Well,
There
no,
you go.
they wanted to make the age of consent 21, but the drinking age 12.
Yeah.
Because
There
I
you
think
go.
that's like Germany, their drinking age is like if you're born.
Yeah, if you can touch the bar, you're good to go.
You're good to go.
Yeah, like, if you can taste beer without making a face, you can officially drink it.
Babies make a face out of drinking everything, so.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So Return of the Living Dead, pretty good movie.
Return of the Living Dead. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize that this would be such a lackluster episode, but there really isn't much to talk about other than having this be a fucking wild hour and a half, 90 minutes of...
I'm having fun. This is straight up one of the like most perfect horror movies that you could put on, right?
Yeah.
It is the perfect blend of like not scary, comedic. It's not too serious up until the very, very end.
You see people turn into different sort of zombies where you see them die but stay alive.
Stay alive, which was awesome.
Yeah.
The two guys that breathe in gas, watch them turn into zombies periodically over time was great.
Yeah. You have your temperature is 70 degrees and you don't have a blood pressure.
Yep. My favorite scene, one that will stick with me forever, is when they have that one zombie strapped to the table. Because the makeup effects for that one are amazing.
Yeah.
And they're talking to her like, why do you eat brains? And she goes, it's because it helps with the pain of being dead.
Yeah. I mean, she might as well have been one of those punk teenagers because that's the same. That's
Pretty much.
That's the same thing they would all say.
And the pain of being alive, yeah.
Yeah.
But like the effects for that are so good because of how just disgusting she looks.
Yeah.
And she's only like half of a person. And you can see her spine wiggling and shit. Oh, it's so nasty.
Yeah, it was really, really well done. I remember being grossed the fuck out at that part. But this is the zombie scenes I need to be. So.
Yeah, like the zombies in general are pretty generic. Like the effects on there are really good. But when they have like a standout zombie, like especially the Tar Man, the guy at the end that was in the basement that was in the container.
Yeah.
He looks so fucking good, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. He was, and his kind of like standoff with everyone that came down was one of the more cooler, intense moments of the movie. Because I thought for sure everyone was going to die down there. It turns out they're all going to die outside.
Turns out they're all just going to die in an explosion.
Yeah, it does not matter at all.
Nothing matters. That's the whole point of this movie.
You know, that's a good point.
You're struggling, you're trying to figure things out, doesn't fucking matter. You're going to get blown up in an explosion by your own government.
Yeah.
There are powers greater than you that you will never understand that will just fucking kill you when you feel like it.
Amen,
or when
dude.
they feel like it.
Amen.
So,
Yeah.
good fucking luck getting through anything in life. You're going to die. It's out of your control. Don't even bother trying.
Yeah. Which, unfortunately, is pretty true. No.
Overall is the message of this movie, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You know, just out of curiosity, I'm gonna go look it up now. But I wonder what the public perception with this was when it came out.
I think the movie was a financial flop, or at least didn't do super well.
Yeah, it barely made its money back on opening weekend.
That's always a good sign, right?
Yeah, but then, dude. Adjusted for inflation, this movie was made with more money than Godzilla Minus One. Which, can we just make this a Godzilla Minus One podcast? Because that movie fucking ruled.
Yeah, plot twist. This is now a Godzilla Minus One podcast. This is where we stop being a parody and start being a real podcast.
Yeah.
Just like in Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, that movie was so fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
Did you see it in IMAX?
No, I didn't. I actually saw it in a barely movie theater, funny enough, because I had some friends that are also Goji fans that live down in the U District, and the one that I went with was like, yeah, there's a movie theater right next to my house. Just come over after work and we'll walk there. And it was a really cool movie theater. You know, it's like all bougie, 21 and up. They have a lounge. You can get alcohol if you want. But it was in the crammed U District, so each theater screen was like... maybe 30
which
seats.
theater was it?
I think it's called the AMC 10.
Is it the 21 and over one?
Yeah. So, I mean, it was really good with an awesome screen, but it was funny because it was like the size of the room in the movie screen was basically like what would be in the Playboy Mansion, not like a movie theater.
Pretty much, yeah, not like a real movie theater.
Yeah, but it did not deter or even hinder the experience a little bit. That movie was a top 10 out of 10. Like, I cried. I
cried twice.
Yeah.
All right, which times did you cry?
Well, okay, at the first, spoiler alert, everyone, if you haven't seen Godzilla -1, probably fast forward like a solid 10-15 minutes. The first time I cried was when what was the city? When we thought that the lady was dead the first time. That was definitely a tearful. I was like, dude, this dude's just completely shafted the entire time. And then,
just shafted. And then the black rain comes down on him too.
Oh, yeah. It was so gnarly. But also, Godzilla's atomic breath in this one is the best atomic breath used in any Godzilla movie.
Where it starts up at his tail and goes up all the way through his body, and you even see his spikes like shift up. Holy shit. Yeah, dude, that was so good. Well,
because it acts as like a missile with like an atomic bomb at the end. Like, it really just like... yeah, that was the first time, and then the second time was tears of like joy of like when everyone, they kind of had that moment of everyone was so tired of losing World War II, and just like we all almost died for nothing, and the government didn't care about us. Like, why should we fight? And they did this big speech on like, well, now we're not fighting for that. We're fighting to live. Don't give your life. Just let's all rally up and make it. And you know, just like everyone else, I got some daddy issues with, you know, a childhood that lacks any type of real camaraderie with people. So that got me good. I was fucking looking straight ahead and make sure none of my homies could see me, but just like bawling eyes underneath as I'm shoving sour gummy worms in my mouth. Like, no,
I did the exact opposite. I grabbed my friend and was just like,
dude, yeah. But so at the very end, did you see the black schmuck kind of come up on the when we meet the girl and see that she's not actually dead?
Yeah.
And she's like, is your war finally over? Which means that they're gonna bang. But
or are they? That was the one weird thing about this whole movie was like how they're still platonic at the end, even though they are a family and raising a kid together. I don't know.
Yeah.
I will just go on record and say this. Did you ever see Pacific Rim?
Yeah.
You remember how that movie ends with like the two characters hugging on that raft?
Yeah. Yeah.
That hug is the worst thing to ever happen to cinema. Because that's what started this whole, like, maybe we shouldn't have romantic subplots whatsoever in films. And that has just started this weird domino chain of, like, we can't have couples in movies. We can't have romantic sex scenes in movies anymore. We just can't show people being in love.
No, because why would we? That's
why
stupid.
Would we? Why would we have a man and a woman raising a kid together? Why would we ever show them actually being in love? That's stupid. We got to show them hugging.
Yeah, well, did you see the little like black veins come from out of her neck? Okay, so that could have something with it. Oh, that'd be sick. A good she Godzilla.
She is Godzilla.
Instead of Shin Gojira, it's she Godzilla.
She Godzilla.
And it's just like, you fucked with my laundry. Oh. Her atomic breath would just be queefs. Don't laugh at that. That's a bad.
That's a good idea. You should write that down. Hollywood, you're out there.
Hey, Godzilla -1 producers, I've got some ideas for you.
Exactly. We could do a Godzilla -2. I'm willing to take a bet. That's going to be what the sequel's going to be called.
-2.
There's no way it's not going to have a sequel.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that for sure Shin Gojira was going to have a sequel too, and it didn't. But this one,
Not
I think,
yet.
did financially better. That's true.
Not yet.
Yeah.
This might
$15 million
cause an
they
entire
made the movie
Godzilla
for.
renaissance.
Yeah, I hope so. I
Because
mean,
there's the Godzilla versus Kong, or Kong and Godzilla, whatever the fuck. Pink Godzilla is going to be in that one.
I am so on the legendary MonsterVerse right now. I love 90% of all the movies that come out. It was I'm a big MonsterVerse fan, apologist, whatever. So I'm so excited that they're also releasing Toho Godzillas at the same time, and both of them are doing financially good. It just brings me so much like love and faith in the universe too. Where the American Godzillas in Legendary, they matter so median. Like the first one was kind of a dud because it's hard to tell the origin story in any type of originality, and then they're just like, fuck it, UFC with monsters, and it's been awesome ever since.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Apple TV show Monarch yet, but over this Christmas break, I'm gonna sit down and probably take out an entire season in a day with like 3 large pizzas.
I have not even heard of it, but is it about Mothra?
No, unfortunately.
Well, it should be.
It should, absolutely. But it has Kurt Russell.
I don't give a fuck, okay?
You don't care about...
You ever see The Thing with Kurt Russell?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Now imagine how good that movie would have been if it had Mothra in it.
Okay, when you put it that way,
I'm
seeing your point.
So if I have to pick one or the other, Kurt Russell or Mothra, I'm going with fucking Mothra every single goddamn motherfucking time.
Yeah, when you put it that way.
Imagine if that had Mothra in it.
Yeah, 100%.
Big Trouble, Little China. Imagine if it was Big Mothra, Little China.
Overboard, the movie where Kurt Russell met his wife, would be way better if Mothra met her wife.
Exactly.
That's it.
What's the one that's just like super fucked up? Bone Tomahawk?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Russell?
What? I don't know, but it should be Mothra.
It should be Mothra.
It should be
Mothra should just be in every movie.
I really hope there's someone that's incredibly talented with Photoshop that can just Photoshop varying versions of Mothra into big cinema movies. Mostly Kurt Russell, but we'll take whatever.
I literally went to Google this and I typed in Bone Tomahawk Mothra instead of Kurt Russell.
Oh, that's awesome. The Hateful Eight with Mothra.
The Hateful Mothra, I think it would have been amazing.
Yeah, it would have been a much shorter movie. Mainly because Mothra doesn't like the cold. It's going to go, no
I
thank
think
you.
that's Kurt Russell. I don't know. I don't care. Either way, it should have had Mothra in it.
Should have had Mothra. Yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely a fan of the Godzilla sans that's going on. So I'll hijack a whole podcast on it. We'll do a week's worth of podcasts just breaking down each one of those videos. That's when Spooky School goes from teacher to student to teacher. Let me show you. Have you seen Kong Skull Island?
Is that the latest one that had like the lady from Stranger Things in it?
No. It's in the same universe, but it's the first one with the modern Kong, and it's got Samuel L. Jackson and Loki, forget the actor's name.
Oh,
and, yeah. Did you ever see that one?
No. I did hear that there was like a cannibal Holocaust reference in it somehow.
I haven't seen that movie, but I would believe so.
Next week you're watching Cannibal Holocaust.
Okay. Oh, you want to do a connection of Godzilla versus Kong and Cannibal Holocaust?
There is like an actual Cannibal Holocaust reference in it. Cannibal Holocaust has a pretty famous shot of a woman who's like impaled. There's like a pole going in her ass and then coming out of her mouth.
Whoa.
And the way it was done was like pretty, like really good practical effects, right?
Okay.
To the point where the director of that movie was put on trial and had to prove that he didn't actually kill anybody in that movie.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool.
So I believe that shot was, or like the image of a lady getting impaled and having like a spike coming out of her mouth was used in that movie as well.
Really?
From what I have heard.
I believe it. When you get to some of the island people, it gets pretty intense. Not as intense as the Peter Jackson King Kong. That one was legitimately scary with all the island natives.
You ever see the original, the OG King Kong?
Oh, absolutely. I own it on Blu-ray.
Hell yeah, that movie's so good.
Yeah, I love it so much.
I like the part where the monkey's in it and he's big.
Yeah, that's and you know, it proves that we're all monkeys because at the end of the day, he falls in love with a hot blonde.
And gets shot off the top of an Empire State Building.
Yeah, which is it is a danger in his line of work.
Just doing what he's supposed to do. And how does he get rewarded for it? With bullets. Not fair.
It's like 1930s bullets too.
Even worse, those things are just they're not even like shells. They're just lead balls at that point.
Yeah. Oh man. Sorry to totally hijack the podcast and just talk about Godzilla, but
I'm fine. I can talk about -1 for another hour and a half if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. The message in it showed Tokyo in a whole new light. I feel like it did the closest recreation to the Godzilla origin story that there could be. It leaned a little less hard in the environmental impact, even though it still showed Godzilla getting fucked up with a nuke and getting like much bigger for it. Mm-hmm. But no, yeah, this is like, I don't know if I want to say that it's better than the Mr. Honda's 1954 Godzilla, but if there's any movie that takes its place, it would be Godzilla -1. And now, I'm still riding high. I saw it last Thursday, so it's still barely been a week of me seeing it. So maybe I'll change my tune in a couple of weeks. But I'm only having fond memories about it. So
it's been 2 weeks since I've seen it. I have not stopped thinking about it since.
Hell yeah.
And then I'm just trying to remember all the other movies that I've seen this year, right?
Yeah.
And like I forgot there was a new Evil Dead movie that came out this year.
Oh yeah?
Even though I saw it twice in theaters.
Yeah.
I just fucking forgot that it came out because it was one of those movies where you just watch it and go, "Oh, cool."
Right.
Because there's nothing there emotionally to really like impact you or like form a core memory in your head of how you felt when you were experiencing that for the first time.
Yeah, and I am a sucker for movie hype. I've seen plenty of movies that when I do watch it, I'm like, oh, dude, that was brilliant. And then 3-4 weeks go by, and I'm like, it was fine. I'm glad I watched it, but like I had it on such a high pedestal for like no reason. Which also means that I'm a gullible sucker, but that's a different conversation.
I went into this one not seeing any of the trailers, not seeing anything. I just knew that there was a new Japanese Godzilla movie and it was playing in IMAX.
Damn. That's got to feel good.
The people that I actually respect their opinions on movies with all hit me up at the same time saying, go see this.
Hell yeah. Well, it got... Oh, man. Let me check the IMDb. Because I'm still blown away that they made it for $15 million. It did not feel like a $15 movie. I mean, there were some spots where this CGI just wasn't as good as the American movies, but the American movie budgets in comparison are so much more, which I will look up immediately after.
So I noticed that like the credit was directed... like written and VFX by, and it was all like one dude.
Whoa.
And I don't know what that means. Is he the head of the VFX department? And he was in charge of doing all the VFX? Or did he just sit on his computer for four fucking years doing all the CG for that movie?
Dude, no kidding. That's insane. I had no idea that it was that. That was... All right, so I don't know if this is the most... the biggest budget or clearly wasn't the biggest financial success, but I think it's the one that looks the best in CGI related. But so Godzilla vs. Kong, not this next one coming out, but the last one, had a estimated budget of $200 million compared to Godzilla -1's 15. dude.
Which movie was better?
Definitely -1. And if we're talking about percentages, it looks like it's already gained almost 4 times the initial budget, where the Godzilla vs. Kong is barely over half, or barely over twice. Which obviously we're talking about much different amounts of money. Harder to make back 200 million than 15, but still.
But still.
Yeah. What movie would you make for $15 million?
I would make Godzilla versus Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Where the acid rain hits and all the zombies come up.
Uh-huh.
And then it's up to Godzilla to have to stomp on all the monsters to kill them.
That'd actually be a great, you know how -1 was post-World War II? That should be post-World War III, where most of the Earth is dead, but the acid rain brings back most of the Earth. And so then one of the only living beings is Godzilla, so all these guys are trying to just eat it. So Godzilla just has to crush whatever we're at, 8, 9, well, I guess including dead people, tens of billions of people.
But his shell and shit is like way too strong, so their teeth just shatter the second they take a bite.
Yeah. He'll have to kill them the same way they tried to kill Godzilla in the movie, which is just plummet to massive depths, just crush everyone, and then come back up. Like, yeah.
And that'd be a good movie.
Yeah. Anyways, Return of the Living Dead.
That was a pretty good movie, right?
Yeah, pretty good movie. Pretty good movie.
It's interesting how, like, it's definitely one of my favorite zombie movies, and I feel like it's obviously a must-watch zombie movie.
Mm-hmm.
But there's really nothing, not a whole lot to say about it.
No,
it's good. Oh my god, that lady's back is so muscular. I love it. What else? Great effects. Good movie. Fun to watch. Really liked it.
Yeah, it's just funny thinking that I like this movie more than, like, this out of all the movies we've watched for Spooky School, both released podcasts and unreleased podcasts, just grouping all of those movies together. This one is a top 5, potentially top 3 movie for me, and still trying to get more info out of it. This movie, I guess my hot take on this would be Return of the Living Dead would be the skate video of horror movies, where this is so much cooler just to watch and see, but when you go to school the next day and you're like, dude, this dude 360 flipped over a massive pyramid and landed backside, like, you can say that and your friend's gonna be like, nice, rad, but like until he sees the actual video too, he's not gonna be, he's gonna go off and go like, yeah, Eric Costin is fucking incredible, but until he sees it too, like, it's just not gonna translate the same way. And so that's what I feel is the blessing and the curse of this movie. It's a wild anarchist ride that is totally worth watching in the same DVD collection as old skate videos or bum fights, you know? But, and enjoyable level, honestly, is solid 8.5 out of 10, if not a 9 out of 10 for just pure sick enjoyment the entire time. But the biggest fault is trying to talk about it, trying to describe it. It's just like, it's way harder. It's way harder to come up with something because it's just a ride. It's not even like the best ride ever, but it's just a sick ride.
It's fun. It's a good movie, right?
Yeah.
And it's, like you said, it's kind of hard to talk about because, number one, nothing happens. The plot, the story of the movie is that the characters have to get across the street.
Yeah,
that's it. And it's kind of hard to talk about for 4 hours, right?
Yeah. We can't do a Joe Rogan experience on this movie.
It's kind of like incredible they were able to get out a good solid hour and a half. But that's another thing that's going for this movie is that it is a very solid hour and a half movie. Out, knows exactly what it's supposed to be and what it wants to be.
Yeah, just a slurry of high fives all around, and then you go, neat, we're done.
Neat, we're done. Thanks for watching. Take care. Throw your popcorn away. Don't just leave it on the floor.
Yeah. What's your hot take?
Oh, man. Okay, I got to come up with something psychotic. Give me a second here, okay?
Yeah, mine was pretty tame. Just comparing it to a skate video. Although I will say that Definitely after watching the movie, I have a new appreciation for vintage babes.
Same here.
Yeah, this
They
was
had,
like if Kaneki was a real whore.
I love that girl who immediately just starts stripping in the cemetery. If you look like her, DM me.
Certified bad bitch.
Okay. I gotta come up with something really psychotic. So give me a second here.
No worries. Hello, Twitter world. This is my dog, Junebug. Oh, I don't know if I can get the camera down. Junebug, come here. Oh, she's just trying to be out of... Junebug, come here. Nah. She doesn't want to hang. Oh, now you go.
Okay.
This
movie is an allegory for being working class in postmodern capitalism, because the whole thing about the film is not the dead coming back to life. It is the boomers that refuse to retire to get out of the way to help the modern working class get to where they need to be in order to actually prosper. The young teens represent the working class of today, whereas the zombies are the ones that are still in power, in control, doing whatever they can, even past death, using their last desperate grasp of power to remain in power and keep things the way they were.
I like it because not only that is we have our actual boomer, the guy who just can't wait to spill the beans on this top secret government thing, and it's not even the telling the kid, because sure, at the end of the day, the kid probably wouldn't have cared and just been like, oh yeah, whatever, I saw some crazy shit at this job once. But no, he had to take it one further and go, okay, I'll open this all up and fuck everybody.
Just for my own self-satisfaction.
I like that. Good take.
The container represents our modern economy.
Mm.
The old person slapping it represents all the old people that are in charge.
Yeah. All the Mitch McConnells and the Bidens of the world are the same.
Honestly, I mean, like, it's just pretty blatant. I can't believe people didn't see it for what it was.
And at the end of the day, they will bomb us.
That's too normal. Okay, I gotta come up with something just completely fucking wacko. All right, you have to be like, what the fuck are you even thinking when you came up with that?
Okay. Well, you want to rip that hotline of meth and then just give me a real blabbered answer?
Man, usually I'm able to just come up with these on the fly, but I don't know. I gotta stop taking my schizo meds.
Yeah, definitely leave those out for the pod. You stop taking the meds, I'll start getting drunk.
I hate it because, like, every single time I meet a new girl, things are going so well between us, and then she ghosts me as soon as I start taking my meds again. Let's see. I already did this movie's an allegory for being bisexual, right?
Yeah, I forget which one it was on, but I think I've heard that.
This movie is a case study on being asexual.
Okay.
And if you need me to explain it to you, then you're part of the problem.
This is where we'll drop in the asexual flag.
There we go. Shout out to all our ace viewers.
Thank you.
You are what helped make this world and this economy go through strong. We appreciate you all.
Yeah. It's because of your hard work, I have a few more options.
So that was Return of the Living Dead.
Yes. Returning of the Living Dead. Were they kind? No. Did they rewind? Maybe the human clock back a few 1,000 years, but we'll see.
So we watched a semi-decent zombie movie and just kind of struggled to come up with anything to talk about for an hour, right?
Yeah, while getting semis.
I already don't know how we're going to pull this off, but I'm still going to stick with my guns and say that our next movie is going to be another indirect sequel to Night of the Living Dead.
Shit, there's so many indirect sequels in Night of the Living Dead.
Only this one is from the land of pasta.
Ooh, arrivederci.
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 This movie's working title is Zombie 2. It's also known as Zombie. It's from 1979.
Oh, yeah. 1979. Okay.
When I think of pure trash, Just garbage. I am a little raccoon with my grubby little hands on someone else's like old McDonald's.
Yeah.
This is the rotting chicken nuggets at the bottom of a trash can.
Sweet.
It is an all-time classic.
Yeah.
It is not very good whatsoever.
Okay.
But there's part of me that is just sick and wrong and absolutely loves this movie.
Okay.
So next week, we're going to talk a lot of shit about Zombie 2.
All right. I'm into it. Very excited to see where this goes.
I don't know if there is a subtitled version of this one. The version that I had was horribly dubbed.
Oh, yeah.
And if I can find that, that's the one I want us to watch.
Okay.
But we'll figure it out. Next week, be ready. I want to hear your notes. I want to have your hot take. I will have a psychotic hot take prepared
All right.
for next week for when
Yeah.
we get into this for Zombie 2, okay?
Zombie Deuce.
And you'll realize how creative those Italians really are.
I mean, between spaghetti westerns and a million ways to make the same goddamn noodle taste different, they have me.
They have us.
Yeah.
They're pioneers of culture. They invented fascism. They're great.
Yeah, they're awesome, dude. I got nothing bad to say about the Guineas.
They're pretty cool, you know?
Yeah.
A Mario, they invented that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, no, wait. Mario is that. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. No, the Japanese invented Mario.
Oh, yeah. And Godzilla.
Yeah.
God damn, some good guys there.
I'd see that crossover.
Oh, yeah. Didn't they actually fight together?
I want to say in something, but I don't know. I smoke a lot of pot.
Yeah, same here. I don't remember that part of history.
No.
Anyway. Zombie 2.
Battle of the Guidos.
Not the best movie ever, but it'll still... There is one scene in particular I know you will actually shit yourself over.
Okay.
So we'll probably just talk about that for like an hour and a half.
Over and over and over again?
Over and over and over again.
All right.
Like, this movie is worth it just for this one scene alone.
All right.
But other than that, it's not the best. All right. Anything else you would like to say on this fantastic film?
No. Go watch it yourself. It's awesome. I will place it in all of the... Now, this is without doing the research before opening my mouth. I will place this in the top 3 of spooky school movies that I've watched so far.
What are your other two?
I'm going to have to go with... Honestly, I hate being so stereotypical, but...
I don't care. Be your authentic self.
I really like Psycho.
That movie was great.
It's stupid, but it's fun. And then I think I don't know if we rewatch this or have it out or not, but the Elijah Wood Maniac.
We haven't talked about it officially yet, but yes, I remember that episode.
Okay, yeah. Then one that we definitely have talked about officially, I'll just say Night of the Living Dead 2, because that's
pretty good.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with it. But yeah, that's Return of the Living Dead. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Another one in the bin.
In the bin. Until we meet again, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Be sure to like the video as it really helps out our channel. Subscribe as well if you're not subscribed already. Leave a comment down below talking about what unhinged thing I said that made you want to not watch us anymore.
Yeah, please. If you hate it, please drop all the hate in the comments too. I need to read them for my ego.
We need the hate because guess what? The haters right now, they're watching this absolutely just shitting, pissing, and cumming themselves knowing how much we're thriving.
I hope so. Yeah, because I really am thriving. This whole basement is my is my palace of wonder. So, take me down from my high horse.
My apartment is so nice. I can't reach it, but I have a vanilla scented candle going right now.
Nice.
And the haters right now losing their minds knowing my place smells delightful.
Oh man! Just in honor of you, I'm gonna go light up an incense and get my house smelling good too.
You're gonna go light up a blunt and go to bed, and I know you are.
No, I'm gonna do that after I hit the gym.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
go work out with you too. I only hit the gym earlier today for not too long, so
Sick.
we're going to get so fucking swole on this podcast. It's going to be great.
So swole for Jesus.
That's who I'm working out for.
Yeah.
I want to get strong enough to be able to nail him in myself, you know?
You survived another episode of Spooky School. Be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe for weekly content, and leave a review if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Check out our Patreon page for extra content too hot for YouTube. Until we meet again, take care and stay spooky.